remember going through this journey, dealing with all kinds of crazy emotions and just all kinds of emotions, right? And one day it'd be this, the next day it'd be that. I went through, fear was the biggest emotion that I had, that was playing in the background and that I was feeling constantly, right? The what if thoughts, the symptoms, right? So fear was the predominant emotion that I was dealing with constantly. But then it was, you kind of got used to it, even though it was still hell, right? Anger came and went and came and went. I would easily get angry. So anxiety, anger was a big one. And anger is another form of anxiety, which is interesting. I didn't know that while I was going through my journey, which was confusing, right? I was like, what's with all these emotions? And I knew that I just had to allow them to be there, right? One day it's, mostly it was fear, but then you'd have the odd ruminating days of anger, right? Something that would be small, all of a sudden you'd be angry about it and ruminating about it. It was just, your adrenaline would be pumping. I remember having the feeling of whatever emotion that I had that wasn't, happiness. I was worried that I was going to be stuck with that emotion forever, right? That's where the what if thoughts really had a heyday with me. It'd be like, am I going to be having deep depression and emptiness for the rest of my life? Am I going to go crazy? Am I going to go crazy? Am I going to have psychosis? Am I going to have a split personality? Like I'll do anything. I'll feel fear for the rest of my life. I'd rather have fear, even though fear sucks. It's the worst. I'd rather have fear than feel an empty, feeling of depression for the rest of my life. You see all the Hollywood stars that, had depression, and you hear all the, suicides are going up like crazy, right? So your brain's fucking with you, going, you're going to be one of those people. Yep. So what you're feeling right now, that deep, empty feeling this is you now, forever stuck, right? And I had to learn to allow it. And I knew, and this only happened because of experience, dealing with this over and over again. I knew it would pass, but it would still trick me, right? I would feel depression on and off on a regular basis, fear all the time, but I'd feel this one emotion. This one was the scariest. And it was weird. Why is this one the scariest? The one that I felt that I did not like, it was the one where I felt nothing. The feeling of nothing for me was the ultimate scariest. It was worse than depression. Because, even with fear, at least, I had motivation. I had like, okay, this is going to, oh man, when I was doing my visuals, I was like, oh yeah, it's going to feel so good when I'm doing this. And and I would pretend like it was happening now, right? As if it was happening in the present moment. It's like, oh yeah, I got this really nice car, I'm making a lot of money, I got this good job, I'm living out west. This is amazing. I'm living my life. I'm so motivated. I'm so happy. I'm excited. Like I was motivated and excited to recover, right? It was a good feeling, even though I was going through a shit show, even though I had lots of doubt, right? My brain was constantly saying, nope, cock blocking me, going, no, you're not going to have that life. Fuck off. And I was having, the deep, scary, horrifying OCD looping thoughts. I still was motivated, right? I still knew somewhere deep down that I was going to get through this. I was going to recover, right? I was going to be a success story. I would be excited for the future. I'd be excited for my journey. I get excited for doing my visuals, right? Even though the whole journey was hard, I had motivation still, right? And I would get excited. I would have my moments where I was feeling excitement during this challenging time in my life, right? But the worst feeling is all of a sudden, you're doing something, you notice, you're like, okay, I got to do my routine, because I love doing my routine, because I felt accomplished. I felt like, okay, I'm doing shit, right? I felt motivated. I'm doing shit, right? Every day I had my schedule, right? It was like my routine was a bunch of things going on throughout the day. There were small little things, but there were a bunch of things, and it kept me busy. I loved it. Because at the end of the day, when I was done that, I'd put a check mark there, right? I would be like, man, I did a lot of shit today. This is great. I engaged. It was fun. Even a hard day. Even when I had a hard day, I loved it because it was, number one, it was an opportunity, right? Hard days are opportunities that move you forward, right? We want hard days as much as possible because that's where the work is, right? So that was a bonus. Number 2, number 3, number 4 was all the things that I did that day. I felt like I accomplished something. I deserved to wind down with my day. See, I'm deserving this. I earned this. I did my work. I did all my things that I'm supposed to do in my program, right? And I'm moving forward with my recovery. That made me feel good. But then the days, they were off and on. There'd be days where I felt nothing. And those are the days. Those are the days where everything goes. Days like that would fuck with me. Huge. Right? Sure, you have the days where you have the doubt or something, you would trigger on something, right? And it would last a couple of days. And you had the big alarms that would come back and forth for like a couple of years. I had some alarms, some thoughts and feelings that I had, and some of the big triggers would come and go throughout the 2 years. They haunted me, right? But nothing fucked me up more than the feeling of nothingness. Having no emotion. I felt like I was like dead inside. And that, I couldn't have that. That fucking scared the shit out of me, right? Now, the first 5 times, yeah, you figure after the first 2 times you get it. There's, a pattern. It's going to come back. It's going to go. That usually, after 1 or 2, 3 times, I usually cut on to the pattern. But with this symptom, emotional symptom, every time I got it, it freaked me out. Right? After like the 8th time, it was like, okay, I've had this before, okay, but I don't fucking like it. I want to get rid of this one. And I know we're not supposed to get rid of shit, because when you try to get rid of something, you're getting rid of what? Right? If you're doing something to get rid of it, you're getting rid of what? Danger. So the brain goes, oh, that's dangerous? Okay, good. Thank you for telling me that. So the perceived danger that I had was correct. So I'm going to keep sending that alarm. Thanks, man. Thanks for that communication, Lube. We're working on as team. All right, team. Right? Team. All right, sweet. But the thing is, trying to get rid of something just reaffirms to the brain that the perceived danger alarm that it sent was correct, so it keeps that alarm on. So, I slept a couple times, right? I wanted to get rid of it because it was fucking scary. The feeling of emptiness, no motivation, it's like a form of depression. Like, depression sucks, right? Because you think you're going to be one of those people that will never get out of it. Anxiety sucks. Fear, right? What if thoughts, symptoms, looping thoughts about my symptoms, they all suck. But the nothingness for me was like, am I going to be stuck like this? Because then the thought was, well, if I'm going to be stuck like this, why am I here? There's no point. What about the people that I love, right? And all of a sudden I would test myself. I'm like, you still love your daughter and your mom and your dad. Like, you're like, of course I do. But I don't care about them right now. I'm like, no. It was like almost like an intrusive, emotional nothingness thought. You know how intrusive thoughts, when they creep in and you think them, you feel guilty for thinking them. So then you start questioning and analyzing. And then when you do that, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, that's kind of like what the nothingness started doing. The nothingness started to get bigger and bigger. And I started to worry that this is going to stay. So I'm like, okay, well, let's start doing the things that I enjoy. Okay, guitar. Grab the guitar. Start playing. I'm like, I don't want to fucking play guitar. Why? Why am I playing guitar for what? Oh no, it's happening. Oh fuck, the nothingness is it's poisoning everything in my life. And then I would have to sit down, right? This is when I started doing my methods. I allowed it to be there and go, you know what? I'm going through the layers of the onion, right? My brain's going through all kinds of emotions, like left and left, right? So all of a sudden it'd be, fear was the main one, because fear is the root of the alarm, right? It's perceiving danger. We're in a survival state. We're in fight or flight. So it makes sense that fear is going to be your main alarm, mental alarm. And anger, okay, comes and goes. I went through a phase where anger was there more, but eventually it started to fade, right? And then eventually anger would come around only when it was appropriate to be there, only when it was needed to be there, right? My emotions started to come at the right times. They started getting organized, right, where they should be. When before, emotion would be totally inappropriate and come at the wrong times, or hang out longer than they should, or they would hang out and I wouldn't want them, and I'd react and I'd freak out because of the nothingness. So I had to learn to allow all emotions to do their things, they're not going to make any sense, right? You're not your thoughts. You're not your emotions. Let them do their thing. They're all over the place. The brain is firing off alarms everywhere. It's mixed up. And what you're doing is you're doing the program. You're exposing yourself to everything. And when you're running a new program, everything will organize itself as you go, right? So we're now responding correctly to our thoughts, feelings, emotions, symptoms, mental alarms, physical alarms. We're allowing them to do their thing, and then we're engaging. And by doing this, we're turning off alarms, bringing our baseline down, right? This guy's going to start emptying, right? This bucket is going to start emptying, right? And our baseline comes down from survival state back to standby, right? It goes from 1,000 back down to 0, right? We're back down to 0. And when this all happens, your brain stops sending alarms, right? And then you start getting clarity because you're also working that spiritual muscle, right? You're getting the downloads, right? From consciousness. You're tapping into consciousness. You're getting the downloads. You're getting aha moments. You're learning shit. You are training, right? You're learning. You're experiencing things, right? You're evolving mentally, physically, spiritually. You're evolving, right? And you start to understand that, okay, let my brain feel what it wants to feel. Let it do its thing. Encourage it. Be there for it. Go, oh, you want to feel angry today? All right, let's do it. Let's allow, but we're not going to ruminate. We're not going to try to figure it out. We're not going to analyze it. And this goes for all the emotions, right? Even put happiness in there just to make it easy, right? Because we don't want to get too complicated like some of these other programs when they go, okay, when you freeze, fawn, you do this. When you fawn only, then do this. But when you freeze and fight or flight, you do this. And then when you get angry, well, that's a totally different thing. You got to do this. But when you're sad and depressed, okay, that's a totally, then we got to go from bottom up, not the top down, the bottom up, right? It gets really confusing, gets triggering. You bring your baseline up, right? And you're back to the same old shit show. So at the end of the day, this is why I love these methods, because it works across the board the same, right? All you have to do is let it do its thing. If you're going to feel sad that day, feel sad. If you're going to feel the nothingness that day or that week, let it do its thing. Feel the nothingness. Be unmotivated. And you know what? Even tell it, I hope tomorrow we're unmotivated. As scary as it sounds to say that, it's like, I can't believe I'm fucking saying this. I can't believe I'm fucking saying this. But hey, nothingness, where are you going? It's like, right? It's like, nothingness, where are you going? Come back, right? You're like, come back. I can't believe I'm saying this, fucking come back. I'm totally bluffing, come back. And then it goes, right? And you're like, oh, fuck. All right, well, I made some tea. I got spaghetti here. The door's open, right? The nothingness is hanging out, right? It's drinking some tequila shots. And you get to know it, right? You're allowing it to be there because you're teaching it. You're training it. You're programming it to say that you can be here whenever you want to be here. I'm not resisting you. I'm acknowledging you. And when you're ready to go, you can go. And that's how you organize it to be where it's supposed to be. And it's supposed to come up when it's supposed to come up at the right time. So shame, anger, doubt, fear, the nothingness, depression, anxiety, fear, anxiety, fear, right? So allow it to be, at the end of the day, that's why these methods rock. Allow it to be there, and these methods work across the board for all of that shit. Whatever you feel uncomfortable with, any symptom, feeling, mental alarm, physical alarm, use the same methods. Allow it to run wild. Let it do its thing. Feel the emotions. Acknowledge it. Go, thank you, Limby. Thank you for showing me this. Right? But now I'm going to engage and you can come along with me. And that's what I had to do with my nothingness feeling. And you know what lifted? And it didn't lift like this. It lingered and lifted. Right? It would be like, I'd be like, oh, I think I'm excited about something. No, I'm not. Oh, fuck, I'm not excited. Oh, fuck. No, wait a minute. That's hilarious. Oh, that was funny. Oh, fuck, it's good. I'm good. All right. Oh, fuck. Oh, I don't care about this anymore. I don't care about that feeling. I'm not excited anymore. Oh, fuck. All right. So I analyze. I've made mistakes. I'm not supposed to analyze. I'm not supposed to ruminate about it. But in the beginning, I slipped and I did. And so will all of you. Just like with any symptom, we can learn all the methods out the ass and know them like the back of our backs. But realistically, we're human. We're going to slip. And you need to slip because you need to feel that symptom. You need to experience that symptom so that you gain leverage. So when in the future, when these things happen, you will actually implement the methods, right? This is all, you got to start from the bottom. You got to make mistakes. You got to fall on your face over and over again until you gain the leverage and experience and you go, oh, no, we're doing this now. And look, watch. You'll even get cocky about it. You go, watch this. Bup, 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 bup. Uh-huh. Now it's going to do this. Uh-huh. It did that. And that's a great thing about the brain. Once you get to know it, it actually works like clockwork. You get to know it so well because you're doing all this training, right? You're allowing it. You're observing it like a curious observer, right? You're experiencing all your symptoms and feelings, right? And eventually you do get to a point where you predict things 10 steps ahead. You're like, oh, okay, so I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that, and then you're going to do this, and then you're going to leave, and you're going to come back, and you're going to go away, and I'm going to be cocky about it, and I'm going to ask you to come. I'm going to make you stay. And so that's what we're going to do. That's the plan. I used to write it down. I'm like, this is the plan, or this is the plan. Press stop, give it the file name, give it a name, right? And then I would do that. And like clockwork, every single time, it always worked like that. But it didn't work like that in the beginning. I had to learn how to get it to that point. I had to learn to read my brain like clockwork, right? Just like you're learning how to read a clock is how I had to learn how to understand how my brain worked. And if I did this, this would happen. And if I did this, this would happen. And this would not happen, right? So trial and error, trying to figure shit out. That's what I had to go through, all the bullshit with all these other programs, and half of them didn't work. I had to become my own guinea pig. And now I'm showing you what I went through. But it's also good that I let you fall on your face, let you make the mistakes, because at the end of the day, if I just give you all the answers, you're not going to learn shit. And this journey of recovery is a blessing in disguise because you're training yourself. You're training yourself for life, spirituality, right? You're gaining such amazing tools that's going to change your life. You're going to start to see, right? You're going to wake up and you're going to start to see. I can't make you see. I can only give you the methods. And when you do them and you fall on your face and then you go, oh, now I get it. Then you start to see, right? And then this thing starts to work, right? Then your pineal gland starts to go, you get the downloads, you're like, ooh, right? You can become supernatural. You're like, right? You become this powerful beast entity because I allowed you to do it yourself, experience it yourself, right? I didn't go, here, do this and only this and that's it. Okay, what are you doing? No, I wasn't micromanaging you. I wasn't, right? I show you the map, and I tell you how to do it, and I also tell you what you're going to go through, right? The little things. It's like a mentorship, right? I'm going to tell you, yeah, I felt like this. It was embarrassing. It sucked, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, my God, yeah. Oh, my God, yeah. Perfect. Thank you for that. I'm going to use that so I can push myself forward. So I'm going to use that as reassurance and confidence. But it's up to you. It's up to you at the end of the day to take the bull by the horns and do the work. Right? It's still up to you. You got to implement the methods and put it into your own unique situation in your own life, right? Because you got to push yourself to recover. You're the one that's walking, right? You got to be willing. You got to be willing to feel all the emotions, all of them, right? And they're all, you know what? Technically, they're all scary, except for happiness. Okay, well, fuck. But we don't want that one right now. We want to do the work, right? So fear, well, you have no choice about that one. That one's going to be all over the fucking place. Right? Sadness, depression, yeah, those are fucking scary. Fuck. Are they ever? Guilt. Oh, guilt. Doubt. Oh, man. Relentless doubt. OCD, doubt, destroys everything. It takes something and just a beautiful flower, pile of shit all over it, right? Dissolves it. Fucking peanuts, Parmesan on there. Fucked, right? Same thing with the nothingness. The nothingness, the way it is, it's, you know, we know these other emotions, they suck, we hate them, it feels like this, it feels like that. There's this, but the nothingness is Nothing. It's an empty vessel of emptiness. It's like, no, that's not. It's like emptiness. It's like nothing, right? It's like, hello. It's like, hello, right? Emptiness. Deep emptiness. And you feel like you're a robot. Actually, no. Robots get jealous. You're so empty that robots are getting fucking jealous. The robots are like, I'm jealous. Right? No. It's that scary. And understand, I went through it. It comes and goes, right? And there could be other emotions that you're dealing with that maybe affect you more, that scare you more. Right? For me, emptiness, the nothingness, fuck me up. But understand, we're going through all the layers of the onion, man, and the brain's going, it's pulling on shit. Randomly, it's going, let's work on that one. We need to get his attention. Okay, let's throw him this one. Oh, that one works really well. That's getting his attention. The nothingness is really nice. It's our secret weapon. We'll use this one to really get his attention. This is great. It's fantastic. All right. Throw him the nothingness, right? And then you're like, oh, fuck. I feel nothing. Oh, shit. Well, what's the point of me being alive? I might as well. I cannot keep feeling nothing. It's like, but you're feeling nothing, though. You're not even feeling, technically, if it's nothing. True, but I don't like it. So, stop it. Right? Give me anger. I'd rather be angry. Fuck, now I'm angry. Yes! Fucking right, I'm angry. Right? So, yeah, so you're going to have all kinds of emotions. Anger was a tough one because I had to be aware of it and stop myself. Literally, I'd allow myself to feel angry, but I had to be aware that, hey, you're engaging in things that piss you off. You're having arguments with people about shit. You don't want to be your old self again, because my old self used to argue about things online and, right? And I created a bubble so I wasn't online. I created a bubble so I wasn't talking to certain people, right? But I would still get angry over stupid things. And your emotions, they skyrocket, right? So they don't make any sense. All of a sudden you're angry for no fucking reason. And something small, right? It explodes and you're fucking angry and you're ruminating about something so dumb. So I had to catch it, be aware of it, allow that emotion to burn itself out, and then engage, right? And I was constantly having fun, vibrating high, elevating, right? Smiling like a crazy person, right? And engaging in life and sticking to my routine, right? Every day, constantly feeling motivated and sticking to the path, right? And eventually all these emotions get regulated, right? And all this stuff, the uncomfortable feelings, first we feel the uncomfortable feelings, right? We learn to get uncomfortable, but eventually they all regulate and you start to feel what you really want to feel is happy. And it's great, right? Instead of getting intrusive, negative, horrible thoughts, you get intrusive, happy thoughts. It's like your brain's going, hey, buddy. It's like Ned Flanders going, hey, man, do you want to smile? Do you want to laugh for no fucking reason? You're like, yeah, man, let's do it. Let's just be happy. I'm fucking happy right now. This snow is making me so happy. Like, literally. I make Ned Flanders jealous. Right? Isn't that beautiful? Oh, yeah, that's like a movie scene. It's like, yeah. Beautiful, right? So you enjoy the moments and you hold on to the happiness. It's not going to leave you, right? It's not going to replace it with nothingness. I'm not going to look at this and go, meh, don't feel nothing. I feel actually worse. I feel empty, right? I'm not going to look at this and go and feel anger or doubt, right? I'm not going to go, fuck, why am I angry? No. Right now I feel at peace. I put the window down so I can smell the fresh air, take it all in, right? It's beautiful. So don't worry. If you're dealing with the nothingness, it'll pass. You'll be fine. Just keep going, no matter what. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. Love you guys.